phrase, and she was just talking to the sword.
Hmm.
Like, I
still
interpreted it
have
the
no
first way
idea.
first. So, that's what I'm rolling with.
Undetermined knowledge.
Yep.
So what did the crown do? Did you write it
We
down,
don't
Josh?
have the crown.
No, we were given some other kind of headpiece thing other than the crown that was from the dude.
Let me pull it up.
Because I'm almost entirely sure there was something else that had some kind of social aspect to it, other than that item that we had an option of.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought we found some stuff on the dead dude.
Yeah, it was robes, his weapon, which was like some thing. It was pretty meh.
Let me pull up my dummy character that I keep all the goodies on.
Well, I mean, he pretty much just clawed us the whole time, so I don't think he really needed a weapon.
I mean, he was a nobleman. He might have had a sword or something.
Yeah, probably got a good one.
While we're all
Just
sitting
claw
here,
us.
Flick will hand out 250 GP to everyone.
Where'd you get that from?
Found.
I'm gonna inspect the money for blood.
Alright. Come on, pull up.
Did you say 250?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, so the robe of contingent. No. Loam weave cloth armor.
That was the armor.
The choker of eloquence.
I believe that was the thing I was thinking of.
Yep, game item bonus to bluff and diplomacy.
Oh, it's only bluff and diplomacy then. I mean, Magnus is the one that can use diplomacy twice. He might as well have it.
I can also
And even
use
that-
diplomacy for bluff.
Why does everybody else get to do that other than me?
Because
what?
that's what they built.
Wait, gets
Well,
to do what?
I can use diplomacy instead of bluff. I'm pretty sure Flick's version is bluff instead of diplomacy.
Oh, I
yeah,
can't
but
do
I
that.
had to train all of them. Well, I guess I
Also,
didn't have to, but I still...
my bluff is 14, and so is my diplomacy,
Let's see.
and my bluff isn't trained.
Let's see. Oh yeah, no. Rowan's buff in diplomacy is just like.
How is yours at 14 without being trained? Do you get some kind of like class bonus?
As a bard, I get a flat +1 to all my untrained skills. I also have Bard of all trades, which is an additional +3 to all untrained skills.
Alright.
Literally, all of my untrained skills are 1 point below being trained.
And also,
But
you select.
Then why is my trained bluffs almost that same amount, even though I have 23 charisma?
Not sure.
It is
Is it
not.
not
You got
fact-
23 charisma? Jeez.
He's a handsome dragon.
What the?
No, a willful dragon. But, like, is it not factoring in the half level
For what?
with these skill checks? Because
They should be.
it should be 4, 5...
That's what, 6 plus your half level.
He says the check for charisma is 10. I have athletics of 9, so it means there should be a 10, a 5, and then then another 5, shouldn't there be? For being trained? Because I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Otherwise I should not have a 9 for athletics, I should have a much lower number.
Well, athletics could be influenced by something.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be being influenced by anything though, because like, so athletics, I'm not trained in it. It is going entirely off the strength base check.
So that's a 9. Why is that a 9?
9?
Well, it's
Nine,
it's
nine,
strength
nine,
plus your half level. Half level is 4. Your base strength is 5, so that makes it into a 9.
Yep.
No, but I'm just trying to figure out why is Magnus is so close to mine then. If his isn't trained, because
Because I have a +4 on my untrained skills.
Yeah.
So they're almost trained anyway.
oh, I need to write this down. I'm way too
Bards are like jack of
foggy
all
for
trades.
this.
You have a 15, Tyrion? Plus 15?
What's wrong
Yeah.
with me today? Why did it take me that long to realize that's a correct number? Jesus Christ. Need a drink. I'll be right back.
He's delusional. Alright.
It's really simple.
Alrighty. So,
My lowest skill is athletics at 7.
you have no strength.
I have no strength, but I have half level and a +4, so
So you make do.
all of my skills are really good anyway.
You know how to hold the box while lifting it with your legs.
Oh, such a good pickup because the boost to my perception was great.
And you put down the gleaming weapon for your sword, right?
Yes.
What was the ring? And did you say I got it or no?
Yeah, you got it.
The horned ring, when you use a teleportation power, as long as the destination space is within range, you have seen the space before, you need no line of sight to that space. However, if you attempt to teleport to an occupied space, the teleportation fails and the power is expended.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
I got turned down. Hooray!
What?
Turn down
Said
for what?
Because I'm doing an animal studies course, so I had to apply to a bunch of vets. And I've already been turned down by one within like 2 hours.
You have to be accepted, or do you just have to apply?
Oh, well, no. I have to accept it because I need to do like 80 hours worth of work placement.
Oh, okay. I was just like, you just have to like apply to like show that you care.
Unfortunately not. And so the cloth armor is still sitting on the guy, even though you recognize what it is. Flick, you already got the ring.
It's going. I mean, unless Koo wants it, it's going in the bag. Offer it to him.
He looks at you. He kind of opens it up like a parachute. He's like, "Oh my goodness, this is far too big."
Isn't it magic? Doesn't it resize?
Don't tell him that. And
I'm trying to be nice to him. Jeez.
Don't be nice to him!
as he like fans it out, a dagger actually falls out of its pocket.
Ooh.
Oh, good. More things none of us really use.
It is.
Oh, I can use that.
It's a Death Steel +2 dagger. When you deal damage with a weapon attack using this weapon, it ignores necrotic resistance.
Why the hell
I mean,
are all these vampires carrying around weapons that are good at killing vampires?
they're noblemen. They like to assassinate each other.
There's your answer.
Vampire intrigue.
What? Personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
You're really gonna trust
Nope.
someone to kill...
olden style noblemen like to duel and murder each other.
Yeah.
It's just like the thing of the times was like testing your strength against your fellows in like a gentlemanly duel where you may or may not poison your magical blade.
And immediately kill them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pocket the shiv because when I get my next feat,
Nice
it'll be
tussle
useful.
between friends. Oops, I killed him.
Oh shit!
Well, there goes
I mean-
my best friend.
No, it was more like your business partners that you sort of hated.
It was the secret way of getting your business to be successful.
Like you wouldn't like legitimately go into a duel with like your best friend. You wouldn't give a shit about that. It would be like, oh, guy that I hate but I pretend to put up with. Let's have a duel.
So, after
Friendly duel.
Koo looks at that robe and all that and hands you back all that stuff, he goes back over to Rowan, tries to help her back up.
I'll just pick her up and put her on my shoulders.
And immediately after you do that, he's already drinking the tankard again.
Make sure you put that back on her belt.
Okay. Just keep chugging.
Alright, let's go before the vampire comes back. Mr. Flick?
As you're sitting there, you can actually hear something shifting above you.
Yeah, I want to figure out the vampire guy getting real hungry that we're, chilling.
It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not in the Colosseum windows. It's the humongous chains that are hanging above. They're basically the best way I could describe them is the ship anchor chains. Are shifting.
Alright, yeah, let's leave. Come on.
Yeah,
Where
we
dragging.
killed him. Let's leave.
I'm carrying
where's that
Rowan.
chick?
I think she ran off after she did exactly what I figured she'd do with her blood drinking blade.
Really? Oh, there she is.
You could tell that she's actually looking above, like trying to keep an eye on things. Make sure nothing else comes along.
Alright, let's go. Rowan's getting. I guess I have like this spatial fireman carry.
Yeah. Getting the fireman.
Got some lag issues going on.
I mean, she probably doesn't want to drink any of the tainted healing potions I have for emergencies right now, so.
Alright, so need to do 3 successful Arcana checks on the portal again.
Oh god, not this shit again.
Oh, I'll help. Wait. No, my Arcana's not all that
But
bad.
if we took a short rest, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, while you were just picking up a few things, during that time you heard something shifting above.
I'm gonna spend a surge while we're waiting. That's okay.
Gotta go fast.
So who would like to make the Arcana check?
I mean, I'm carrying Rowan, so technically I probably wouldn't do it, but I mean, I'll do it if nobody else wants to.
I'm fine with it. I'm pretty sure I still have the highest Arcana. I'm also cursed, but let's just forget about that for
Nope,
now.
nobody even laughed at my Carvickle joke.
That was pretty crap.
Pretty crap, are you kidding me? It's perfect! Because Rowan has a Carvickle, the Carvickle wouldn't start.
Oh
Oh,
no.
See, there's the
now I
subtlety.
get it. Now I get it.
Oh god.
See, that's why it was pretty crap. You had to explain it.
If everybody else paid attention to the weapon Rowan had, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah, see, no one else cares about Ro.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh,
Fighting indictment of modern society.
kicking me down.
I think I'm doing alright with this Arcana.
You know exactly where to start charging the runes in what order, especially
Boys.
from what you were watching Coon Flick do on the other one.
Alright, 2 more. Ah, there's the curse. Full effect.
I mean, you still got really high.
Unfortunately, those 2 failures did not work. One more, and it will reset the portal.
Oh, 9/11.
Oh no! Next one's gonna be the Twin Tower crash.
Oh God, too soon.
Unfortunately, you actually see the magic leave the rune that you just charged.
Wait, what, on a 20?
Wow. This
Oh,
thing's-
Jesus Christ, they made these portals real good.
You get the sense that the magic of this place is very irregular from what you're used to.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna start helping then, if I can.
I'll start
Assist
helping
you.
too if I can double assist.
Is that
Yep. So you get a +4 if you guys get above 15. Alright, so
damn wasting all our 20s?
Alright, so Magnus, you have a +4 for this roll.
Just this one.
Alright, yep. You managed to recharge the rune again, and more and more is starting to give you the sense that this is you can assume is a different realm, especially from what the other vampire lord had mentioned before leaving.
Another +4. Oh,
That
come
one
on.
didn't help.
Nice.
Push that button. Push that button. Oh, you mean this one?
That's one failure. And
Why is everyone talking at once?
Okay, another +4.
God damn it.
that's 2.
Jesus. What's this portal want?
To which way? I'm so confused.
If we take much longer, that hungry vampire is going to come back.
Another +4.
Oh god. Alright, yep. So either one more failure or one more success.
God damn it.
Another +4. Come on. Yes.
There you go. And while you're
2 17s in a row.
we're taking that long, you kind of hear a thud, and a small cloud of dust kicks up at the tunnel end. And not entirely sure what it is until you could see what looks pretty much like a long, scale-covered foot with a tail walk next to it.
So who cares what it is? The portal's open. Move!
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, so you all move through. Even Claire is like telling Ku to hush and move along.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Move along. Move along.
Nothing here. Nothing here. So you get back. You find a few of the few guards back in the tomb, who was originally posted up there. They report in. Not much has happened. They are eyeing Clara's new sword. Like, where the hell did she get that? And she immediately turns to the four of you like, I want to continue on through and check what's on the other side of those teleporters, but for now, I think it would be best to copy down what runes you four do have and destroy them so nothing can come through, and then at a later point we can recreate them and attack them at will from a better vantage point. Basically.
Look, just points at her. Boss.
No, I'm confused what the fuck she wants.
Basically, she wants to have you copy down the runes so at a later time you could recreate the teleporter to wherever it
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, I'll get a piece of paper and I'll do that. Bag of infinite holding.
So,
Just take the teleporter itself.
No, I mean, unless it can be broken down into pieces, like it couldn't fit into the opening.
that would be quite a stretch, especially since it's big enough for a medium creature. Like,
I know, I was joking.
wouldn't be a half bad idea though.
When I get the portable hole, though, that's an option.
Yeah, definitely.
The teleporter.
I'm gonna wear that. I'm gonna fold it and wear that thing like as a handkerchief.
So, while you're doing this, Ku goes over to Rowan and like, thank you, this is a really delicious drink, and hands it back to you.
And Rowan actually just says, you know what? Keep it.
And he looks up at you really surprised, like, really? It's so tasty though.
Keep it.
Thank you. And he starts walking off, and you notice he actually walks towards one of the teleporters, puts a rune in, and steps in and disappears.
Yeah, he's probably fine.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
So, Ku, for the time...
If we're lucky, we won't see him again.
So Ku, for the time, has vanished. And Clara's just kind of sitting there, like, you could tell frustrated at the simple fact that he had a rune teleporter, and you could tell it's unsettling to her that for some reason he had one of the stones that puts it down here. So, right in the middle, while you're finishing up copying the 2 runes that you have, Tyrion. Because I would imagine you just look at the stone on the bottom of your staff to match the rune and take out the other one.
We're copying those down? Why? Did we have to use them at all?
No, you're not copying those stones you have personally down, the ones that match the teleporters.
Oh, okay.
So, after you finish copying that down, you see one of her guards who are posted up come down and alert her and whisper something to her.
Oops, 1 minute. Oh, sorry about that, boys.
No problem.
Boys.
And you could see he's whispering to her, and she looks extremely infuriated at whatever information she just received from him. So she turns back to all 4 of you, like, just looks at you, Tyrion, and asks, like, did you manage to get all that? Because we unfortunately seem to be being called back up by my superiors.
It seems to be fine. Yeah, I think I got it.
And so she starts heading back up. You could see at the base of the stairwell at the exit of the tomb that there are fully armored knights covered in what looks like golden regal plate mail. I'll get into that. And eventually you come up and you're greeted by Lady Isabel and her bodyguard, Barsh Goldflagon.
Oh, okay, yeah, damn. That took me a second.
Ah.
At first I was like, Isabel, who's that? But then you said bodyguard, that made me remember.
The screaming
Lady Isabel. and the angry dwarf.
I just remember that there was a dwarf with a funny name who was a bodyguard.
So you get outside, and you can hear Lady Isabel call out to Clara. Clara, you're basically, let's see, let me compose myself. Clara, you are under arrest by the city of Waterdeep for negligence of your job in protecting the city. And you could actually see a few more of the knights move in. I've already given the order for most of your estate to be what's the word I'm looking for?
Confiscated?
Yes, thank you. Confiscated until all dues are paid in repairing the city for this attack, especially since it was under your guidance and protection in this area. And
Flick will let out a what? Like, is this bitch crazy?
and you could see the high guard from the nobles district is completely covering and combing the whole entire graveyard area and the mausoleums, making sure there's nothing else left. And the few groups of soldiers that are usually the town guard in this area have been pushed back to just perimeter patrol over by the entranceway and the sandbags.
Flick draws
Rowan-
his sword.
And Rowan, looking like ragged and just beat up, kind of straightens herself out and just goes and spits at the noble's feet and goes, "Where were you?"
She was in the town hall, remember? We met her.
Yeah, getting plowed by some zombies.
That's who. I'm just making sure she remembers.
The dwarf immediately steps forth and is like, "How dare you spit at the lady!"
Flick looks to Clara and says, "Orders."
She just puts a hand out, like, stand down. Especially since you're literally surrounded by a high guard. And she just coyly steps up to Lady Isabel. And so, the pompous, arrogant little daughter comes down from her perch to assume that the lowly guard that kept her safe all these years is going to take this lying down, and she just kind of shifts her sword forward and puts 2 hands on the handle, and all the knights immediately draw their swords and spears and just points it directly at her. The dwarf is already right next to her, about to swing on Lady Isabel's order. Fighting is not going to get you anywhere, especially in this situation. I suggest you suck it up and tell your mercenaries they're probably not going to get their money for a good while until your estate pays for what has been damaged.
What? Flick lets out an extremely even louder what?
And the dwarf looks over at you, Flick. He's like, "Ah, yes, this is usually customary that the commander, granted they have rights within the city, usually has to pay for anything damaged during an attack, especially during riots or bandits."
This isn't a riot or bandit. We were invaded.
Invaded whether or not she was forced to keep the city safe. And she failed in her duties, so now she gets to pay for the damages. There's a lot of innocent men and women and children who need funerals. People who need money for their homes and businesses lost. Clara kind of hesitates for a moment, standing there. You could tell she's literally just staring both the dwarf and Lady Isabel down.
Wait, who's this nigga?
He's dead.
That's the chick. The flaming
I thought that was
chick,
from Mentat Assassin.
I thought.
It's one of the vampires that were killed by Clara earlier.
What a ridiculous system.
I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on her sword this entire time.
You could actually see, like, the more and more she gets pissed off and the fact she's readying herself, you can tell the pommel, the blood is shifting more and more.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that sword off her when she gets let off in chains.
Almost like it's, almost like it has a sense of how eager she is to fight. I assume I'm going to be taken to the prison and up in the high noble districts without much choice. Of course, what suits the bastard child should be put in chains. And she just kind of winces at this and just squeezes the handle extremely tight. The dwarf just kind of tries to push all 3 of you away and keep you distanced. Lady Isabel's keeping her eyes locked on Clara, while the 2 knights beside you, Flick, are obviously watching you intently.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Clara to either fully surrender or go balls to the wall.
Rowan actually asks Lady Isabel, "So when will the trial be placed?"
Well, once all the costs are accounted for and the estate pays for it, a week.
Wait, you won't find if she's guilty before you charge her.
She won't be allowed to leave before we can charge her with anything. So she'll be sitting in there in a prison without an option of leaving, where she belongs with the rest of the filth. And at this point, you could clearly tell that Lady Isabel and Clara very obviously know each other. Just from posture alone. even
I got that impression, yeah.
yeah, and even Lady Isabel has, even though her leg was broken, she's still standing there in a splint. She even has her hand on her sword drawn and ready. With that moment, Clara lowers her blade and shakes a very deep breath. And she just says, "At least let me have some parting words with these fair mercenaries." And she looks at the dwarf, and the dwarf looks to Lady Isabel.
I'm pretty sure that was a compliment.
So, so you definitely whisper that to him.
Oh no.
No,
Rowan's
that's
silent.
Tyrion.
It's something I did.
Yeah. So you definitely whisper that to him.
Yeah.
Alright. So he kind of looks at you like with a raised eyebrow for a moment, and he just kind of nods, and then steps back. Since Lady Isabel gave the nod to let her at least say goodbye, and she first looks to you, Flickly. "My apologies. I don't seem I'll be able to pay you soon enough, but I will find a way." And she walks over to all three of you. Magnus.
Oh. Could I reply before she walks away?
Yes.
Okay, so as she says that about the payment and stuff, Flick just says bullshit. And then he it looks like he's not talking about the gold. He just motions to like all these guards surrounding her and then points to her and just kind of shakes his head and sheaths his sword. Yep.
She kind of laughs at that, and she's like, "I understand. It's not very surprising, I know." And then she steps to Magnus. "You know, the first time you showed up, you were the only one clean, but now you're the only one covered in blood."
It's been a rough few days.
Try and keep them alive until I can get you your money. And
I do what I can.
she puts a hand on Rowan's shoulder. "You went through hell in there, and I thank you for your help. I apologize, I can't make good on my promise."
And Rowan gets both of her hands and then clasps her shoulder and just looks her directly in the eyes and says, "Is martial law in effect in the city?"
"As of right now, I would imagine so for our nobles."
Very well. And she'll wait until Clara finishes with Tyrion and begin walking over to Lady Isabel.
So, Clara turns to Tyrion. "I know you probably don't trust me. I don't blame you." And she looks you up and down. Do you still have the runestones out from when you were writing it down?
I mean, I might have the piece of paper in my hand. Other than that, no. I wouldn't have like the ruined weapons in my hand. What is it, like a full blade and a staff?
No,
And I'm trying to.
One's a staff, the other one's just the stone itself, like palm size.
Oh yeah.
She asks, she's like, "May I see the palm sized one?"
I'll look to the guards to make sure they aren't going to stab me for letting her look at it.
They still hold. Obviously, they're just intent on her not causing any trouble.
I'll drop it into her hand.
So she takes it. She looks it over and takes something out of her side pouch. And you're still wearing the dragonhide armor, aren't you?
Yeah.
So she kind of like
Sass it on me.
grips the front of your leather tunic, the front chest of your armor, and the others don't notice, but she slips something underneath, into the chest piece of your armor and kisses you.
I'm gonna be flustered at this.
That's a good way to distract, like, if she's slipping you something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's a well played little feint there.
Yeah, well played.
And after that, she just whispers, "Thank you," and you could actually see her eyes light up with silver again as she lets go and immediately turns around and does a dragon breath to
What?
to Barsh.
What?
And the other four guards beside him. And
What did she do to me?
She didn't do anything. She gave you something and immediately turned around, did that. You can all see that they're immediately paralyzed from this attack, and you assume it's from her father being a silver dragon. Immediately turns around, runs back down into the tomb, and disappears.
Ah, shit.
And with on that point, you can hear Lady Isabel yelling, like, "Stop that whore! Don't let that fucking bastard get away!"
Rowan's gonna take a step back and stand in the doorway, just kind of nonchalantly leaning on one side.
Oh, so they all get to get up to you, and they're trying to push you out of the way. So I guess this would be what is it? Strength versus fortitude.
Flick will nonchalantly trip one of these guys.
All
It's
right,
like, oops.
all right. So yeah, roll me a stealth on that.
It's like we just became a prank act.
Well, we don't want to straight attack these guys, so I
Yeah.
think this is appropriate.
Yeah, I
Alright,
know.
stealth.
Oh yeah, that's plenty. So as he's running by, he's not paying attention because he's focused on chasing Clar. Immediately face plants, his helmet goes rolling away, and you can see he's completely bald with the horseshoe. Like
Tyrion, I just noticed there seems to be engravings in the side of these in the side of these walls. I believe they could be of academic use. If you come over here and just...
Oh, certainly.
Alright, so the guards are gonna try and shove you out of the way. This is gonna be his...
I'm gonna assist. In
Yeah, you can assist because just like
I'm leaning in.
so he's just gonna try and go over.
Oh, I didn't even get high enough to assist.
So I'm rolling strength, or
No, he's rolling strength to try and push you out of the way.
Oh my god!
He
I don't
goes-
even pay attention.
He goes to run after her, tries to push you out of the way, immediately goes face first into the wall, just and he actually falls down and knocked out completely.
Oh my god!
And the other guards kind of like pull him aside, like, holy crap. The other guy collects his helmet, puts it back on. Bar Skullflagon finally composes himself and marches over like, "You four, get out of the way or we'll arrest you!"
Alright, I'll move at that point.
Yeah, Rowan,
Yeah, sure.
Rowan will go. You just needed to ask.
And
Yeah, jeez.
he immediately like shoves this guy out of the way. He loses his helmet again and goes charging down the stairs after.
I'm gonna go lean against the wall and look at the runes I recorded and start chiseling out a duplicate.
Alright.
Out of view, of course, to make sure they don't understand what I'm doing.
God. And this point, you could tell Lady Isabel is absolutely seething and just breathing through her nose extremely heavily, like trying to regain herself at this point. Now that Clara has just gotten away, and she looks over at both Rowan and Flick like, "You better tell me if you know where she's going right now."
Payment.
Oh.
Yeah, that too, actually.
And she kind of just gets up in a puff and starts like storming off as much as she can with a broken leg. It's like you can hear her just grumbling like, "Disgusting fucking mercenaries."
Rowan like puts one arm across the doorway as she goes by and goes and brings up her finger and shakes it and goes, language.
It's on becoming of a lady.
And with that, she spits at your feet like you did to her.
And Rowan smirks and lets her go through.
That isn't magical saliva. It did nothing.
So she goes marching down. The other guards, they go after her. And in short, you're kind of just left standing there in the middle of the camp. A few of the other guards are still watching you, kind of waiting to see what you do.
Flick stretches. Like,
Alright, so how about how fast is me chiseling with a magical knife?
Damn. I was gonna say if they hadn't left a few behind, you should have just collapsed the entrance.
I mean, after that stun, I honestly think that. I mean, okay, if I would have interpreted the whole sword thing a different way before, yeah, I'm just going to interpret it that way from now on. Okay, I'm only moderately suspicious of her now.
Okay.
Only moderately suspicious.
I still think you should collapse the entrance, but
Just throw a black powder keg in there.
Oh my gosh, we're not trying to be
Yeah.
arrested. We're just trying to be a nuisance.
I mean, I do
We
have
still
shaped
want our
charges,
money.
actually. Wait, I have shaped charges and silent fuses. I forgot about that.
Oh my gosh.
So what are you gonna do? Because basically all these guys have gone down in there.
yeah, how many are left?
Yeah.
Let me.
Out of all of these ones that were here, how many actually went inside?
So you
They
see,
did buy like
you see
30
the
feet
four-
of silent fuse.
You see the four there by the sandbags. There's another 3 over to your right that you could see directly, and the rest are, completely oblivious. The 4 by the sandbags are actually watching Clara's town guard, making
Yeah.
sure they don't approach. The other guys are just watching the graveyard to make sure that there's nothing out there approaching at all. So basically, all eyes are off of you right now.
Okay then, so, okay, so how easy is it going to be for me to chisel a duplicate? Because, I mean, if it isn't going to be that easy, then I might just try to stealthily collapse the tunnel and leave.
You can tell it's going to take a while, especially since you still have to enchant the runestone. But you could
Oh,
definitely...
okay, I have to enchant it too.
Yeah.
I know rituals now, so I can do magical hat tricks.
still have to buy the rituals.
Yeah.
How much are they?
They're not expensive. Some are like 120. Well, then again, it varies on the level.
Yeah.
Is there like a formula for the price?
Uh,
I couldn't find any listed on the wiki.
it's basically like there's a list of rituals in the marketplace. I can go over that with you if you like.
And later, I'll figure out the ones that I'm interested in.
So yeah, you're still kind of whittling a bit of a stone that was just the right size as well. And
I'd imagine it's just like a brick from the walkway.
yeah, you're basically just chipping down one of the stone bricks. So you could hear all the guards yelling downstairs. Doesn't really sound like there's too much resistance, but you do hear a lot of swearing from the dwarf. You can hear him quite clearly through the tunnel.
I'm gonna put my work in progress into the bag. I'm gonna swing around the front and look over to everyone, pull out a charge, and put my finger to my mouth, and just start sort of covering my hands, with, doing without looking, threading the fuses into them.
Okay. So you put the fuses in. You shape your charge. I would imagine you're probably going to use a little bit of access to collapse the mausoleum entirely.
Yeah.
Alright. So how long are you going to have your fuse?
I'm gonna set it for. I mean, okay. So, about how long did it take us to walk out?
Walkout took you about a minute.
Okay, so assuming they're going to run in, get angry at the situation, stomp around a bit, slam into the machine a bit, then run out angrily to come yell at us. That gives us about 45
Well, keep in mind
seconds.
there's also 2 different directions for them to go check out.
The heck?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm blowing up
Sorry.
the tunnel.
What? No! What? What?
Alright. So,
What?
No one's paying
problem with that?
attention to us right now. We set a fuse. We excuse
It's
ourselves
magical
and
silent
leave.
fuse.
And then get the fuck out of there.
What are you doing? You're gonna get the whole.
All right, so you set
I'm helping.
Yeah, you set the charge. Imagine you just do a little flick of burning hands to set the fuse go,
Oh my gosh!
and you start walking away. I imagine you have like a 30-second or minute fuse.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
All right, so
Come on, let's go.
you immediately
I take Rowan's hand. Let's go.
you start you start walking away really quickly. The city guard that Clara had brought with her immediately part out of the way, so you could just leave. And
As we pass like these like noble gods, I'm just gonna loudly exclaim about being annoyed that I couldn't get paid.
and when you get about 100 feet away, because I imagine you're walking fairly quickly, not like obvious, but like you just saw a situation, you go down, you don't want to be near. That's what they assume, and it immediately blows up, and you can hear everyone panicking, and the guards yelling and running to try and pull the rocks off of the tunnel.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
The hell for this.
Oh, good. So
Oh, they don't know.
you,
It's magic. I ain't gotta explain shit.
you take your time to get back. No rush, because you assume they're going to be busy with getting the noble Lady Isabel out.
Oh my gosh.
And when you walk in, you could see Mala having a meal with Elizabeth and one of the house guards there watching the door.
We have house
Maybe
guards.
they can.
Who's
We get
Elizabeth?
house guards.
It's my sister.
Oh, Flick's gonna.
Oh, okay, her house
Okay.
guard. His house guards, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
wide berth.
I don't recall us ever hiring guards.
And you actually see Sylvia, though it's not the most modest outfit. She's wearing a maid outfit.
Hmm.
French maid?
Yes.
Audible whistle.
And you could just see her wave and like, welcome back. How are things? It's been so long since you've come home.
Been
It's
like
not
9
your
hours, hasn't it?
home, Liz.
Oh.
I'm gonna go stick my head underneath the fountain.
Alright, so you're just drinking.
That's a good plan. I wholeheartedly approve. I request some time with the fountain once you're done.
You fulfill a 5 minutes later time slot.
She looks so.
Oh. The screen is still entirely black for me.
You have to scroll down, like there's only like parts of it that are illuminated.
Yeah.
No, I mean like the entire. I'm zoomed out so I can see the entire thing. It's literally
Reload?
nothing.
I had to like
I think-
zoom in a bit.
I don't think I want to. I'm capped, so it's just gonna take 10 years to load. If I reload, it'll take longer.
Damn
The
it.
graveyard was quicker, but the graveyard didn't have so many things in it, and it was smaller.
So, basically, as you walk in, Magnus, you could see Mala having a meal with Elizabeth. And she just looks over at you and is like, you know, brother, I expected you to be at least more responsible with your women and escort them home yourself.
Jeez. Oh, I can see.
Hey,
Oh,
soul sister.
Hey, man,
Mister.
on the radio.
Stereo.
you know, saving the city.
She just kind of rolls her eyes like, yes, you've been telling me your tales. Still no excuse for leaving such a woman alone when the city's under attack and such peril.
She's proved herself capable.
True. She's much more capable now that I've been teaching her a few things of the way of the sword. We have quite the nice basement here for teaching.
I'm glad you agree. It's a big selling point.
It may not have everything I'm accustomed to, but it'll do.
It'll do for what? Liz, you're not living in our house.
Of course not, but I still have to visit and train the new swordsman who will be venturing with you.
I think I can't do that myself.
Oh, God. So, tell me, what's your latest excursion since I haven't been seeing you for the last few days to get a report?
We killed a bunch of zombies and a vampire. That's it. It's been a rough few days. I'm not in the mood for this.
It was like 9 hours.
Well, I mean,
Sucks quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's that
we-
time where you're knocked out too.
we got, magically knocked out. We slept at the graveyard. It's been a while since we set out to go get our money from the contractor.
So, speaking of money, Tyrion, you, I would imagine you finally remember the thing that Clara slipped into your jerkin.
Yeah, I'll look. I mean, while I'm unpacking everything.
It's from what you can tell, a house key.
Oh, I know what this is for. She said she had the money at her house.
You
I'm gonna
show-
hold it up to Flick and be like, "Really, you got something we need to go do."
Like, just
Do
starts
we even
to
know where her actual house is, or are we just
It'll take 2
assuming
minutes.
it's the guard's place?
You don't actually know where her home is.
Her father's the captain of the guard, so I'd assume that would be their house.
That place you originally went to was not their actual house. That was the.
I know.
But yeah, it would be fairly easy to find out, especially since it's being seized right now.
Let's go get her cleaned up first. We probably look rather conspicuous like this.
Yeah, it'll cover.
I don't know how conspicuous a dragon, halfling, and whoever else wants to come with us would be, but let's go get washed up.
Yep.
And
Enjoy your trip. I'll wait here.
Yeah, so I leave on the back table like 3 giant heads and several oversized swords.
oh my god. Oh god, yeah, you so you unload the oversized full blade and you can actually hear the table creaking.
I'll set it on the floor.
Yeah. Like as you shift it, oh actually roll me a strength.
I have 20 strength.
Oh
I don't think it
actually
should be that.
athletics. Roll me athletics for this. Alright. So you manage to get the sword up and off the table in time before it starts to actually break it and lay it down on the ground. So you just leave the rest of the giants' heads on the table though.
Magnus, these heads need to be put on ice. Don't want them spoiling. For that, I'm gonna go downstairs.
At the after you say ice, Flick comes over and just makes ice there.
I
with
forgot you
his-
could do that.
with his awesome arm.
Where's our bath? Do we not have one?
I don't think you guys had one installed.
Edge wizard gloves. Let's go to the wizards.
Alright. So you go off to go to the wizards to get cleaned off. In a nice prestidigitation bath. Very much like what Ku is doing to Magnus to try and clean up some of him before moving on.
I guess I would go with because after I think we're gonna go check out the house.
Yeah, I feel like this is a spooky house adventure.
Adventure.
Unfortunately, I don't have a map for it, but there would be definitely some.
Yeah, no.
Cool.
We can just do that later then if you don't have a map for it.
So, Rowan, are you going to stay here while Elizabeth talks to Magnus?
Trying to think. Would she? Would she give a damn?
Well, technically, I think this is the first time you've actually seen her.
It's pretty clear from the connotation of the talk that it's not. Oh, okay. So Rowan, who came and sat down, curious at first, gets up and goes, "Hold on, guys. I'm coming with you. I've had enough of prissy nobles for today."
You know what? I don't blame you.
God. So, your sister just looks to you, Magnus, and she's just like, "I see you always keep such good company," and kind of just rolls her eyes.
And I see you've still got Dennis.
Dennis. Dennis the Menace.
Dennis
Rowan
is
just
gonna- I just spent like 5 minutes going through my old documents trying to figure out what Magnus jokingly called this house guard, and it was Dennis.
Rowan just like almost spits while laughing, just like Dennis.
Even though he calls him that, the house guard doesn't flinch or even move at all. It's almost like he is just a suit of armor.
Kinda creepy.
Oi, oi! And she just comes up and starts like ting 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 on his helmet. Is anyone in there?
Oh god.
Dennis.
It's me. Dennis.
He basically does like palace guard and just stares straight forward.
Yeah, it's no fun. Why is your house no fun?
Why do you think I left?
Fair statement. I don't know, more noble stuff?
That too.
So, I imagine you all head off to the wizards to get cleaned off at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, that just costs you a gold coin each, so it's not too bad.
It's pretty much nothing for us at this point.
Yeah. It's pocket change for you guys. And, funny enough, a few of them are talking to you. It's just like, how are you? Were you in the attacks? Were you defending yourselves? What was going on? Because they're just
Zombies and vampires are very messy.
Hey, at least they didn't have to bother with me.
That's true.
I'm probably just gonna buy an entirely new set of clothes.
Yeah, yours is probably ruined at this point from all the blood.
Like this is just blood now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna buy new ones. I'll put these in a file.
Oh god. So, I would imagine you ask around a little bit of where the guard captain's house is.
And, after getting a couple of weird-ass looks, because, post-attack, we're looking for the guard captain's house.
Yeah, you do actually get a few odd looks, especially in this city. You would assume most people know where his house is, being somewhat of a significant figure. And you end up getting pointed to the wrong house because you find out later as you're traveling partway there that Clara and Xylas Thunderheart don't live at the same home.
Oh.
God damn it.
Ugh.
So, you finally get pointed in the right direction. The closer you get, you can actually quite clearly see the High Guard in their posh noble armor, all gold and regal and ridiculously polished to a shimmering shine that could blind anyone from a mile away. And you see a few posted out front. The entire building itself is not a mansion separate with its own yard, but it's almost like a connected chain of mansions that are side by side with each other with just barely a little bit of an alleyway between each other.
The whole house, or just the lot?
The house itself. So there's basically just it goes about 3 stories up, and then there's a small alleyway in between each house, almost like compact housing, but you could tell this is more of a more posh and nice area of town. It's very close to the High District. And from what you could tell, it seems like she actually had quite a bit of money living.
I mean, I'd imagine considering she was going to pay us that much.
But yes, So you could see the guards going in and out of the house, taking different items, statues, wine, spears, and even a different few selection of weapons. You could tell that she had quite the large weapon collection because there's a very varied amount of swords, axes, maces, even different armors all loaded into a cart, and a few other carts for different districts that are the finer ales and foods that she had.
Okay, Rowan's too curious. She's gonna go over and start looking through the weapons.
Wait, 1 second. I gotta keep reading through rituals, because I mean, we could just go run off and I could go buy something to make this easier.
Rowan's just looking like she finds the sword and like tests out its balance. How's that?
They just let you rifle through the shit?
I was about to say, like, before you get up close, you can actually see like a merchant is like, oh, something interests you, and like a few guards obviously are keeping watch. Is like, is there anything that you would like to check out before we ship it down to the lower markets?
That was my intention.
And he's like, yes, come over. And obviously they're keeping a close eye on you, especially since there's so many valuable things.
Yep. Yeah.
You see,
I'm gonna take a look too.
You see one bundle. It's just
Shit! Up in the top left.
oh god, I'm afraid that.
Oh, it's gone.
I was about to say what happened.
It's a connection has been interrupted.
Oh shit. Oh please not again.
It went away though. I think it was just me.
So, there's a bundle of long swords, a couple of axes. You do see kind of like fighting bow staffs, kind of like training for like spears, with a basically like a cloth pommel on the end. Is very clearly like fine training poles. And then there are an actual few spears, 1 or 2 halberds. Some of the armor just looks like training armor, some lighter, some heavier, just so you could get used to and adjusted. And then, let's see, one oddity of a long sword that looks like it kind of splits in 2 but doesn't fully separate.
Oh, damn. If I actually used a sword, that would be my thing.
Interesting.
I'm gonna imagine she'd be happy if we saved that one. Just, I'm gonna ask how much that one is.
He looks down and is like, oh, this odd thing is, I would imagine not too many people would want this. It's quite an odd design. He kind of like pulls the 2 apart, and it almost acts like a pair of scissors in a way. Oh.
Ooh. And connection has been interrupted.
Your way.
We're losing our way. Connection's dying.
Kill la kill, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Scissor weapons.
Let's see. Alright, so I'll get to that in a minute. And when you ask him, he's like, I'm not very sure how much I could get for this, especially for the odd design. And he fully turns it, doesn't let it go all the way down, and from what you could tell, it looks like it just acts like a giant pair of scissors, even though he doesn't fully extend it straight out and flat. And he's like, I guess I could just let this go, especially since it would be more of a novelty item to most people around here for 25 gold.
I'll give him that. Nice wall decoration at the very least.
So
Might be useful later.
you give him the 25 gold. You could actually see there's once he hands it to you. And let's see. Yeah. And he just puts the little cloth that was around it beforehand. You can tell it's like a soft red velvet.
Ooh.
So obvious. It's very obvious when the way she was keeping this, especially very well polished and clean, that she cared about this sword a lot.
Yeah, I figure you don't keep an odd ass shit like this in your house unless you actually care about it.
Yeah. And from what you can tell. You don't mention anything to the merchant, but it looks like there's a mechanism where if you did fully extend it out, it would turn into a dual-sided sword.
I figure there's something wonky with it, but yeah, I'll make it very odd that I just drop it into my bag, even though the bag shouldn't be able to fit it.
So you fit it in. You kind of just slip one side of the hilt in, and then the other, and then just slip the rest of the blade in easily. He looks back to Rowan and is like, anything that catches your eye?
Not really.
Alright, well, it's going down to the middle districts. I'm sure if there's anything you might change your mind about it, my shop's down there. I'll be having it. And you could kind of notice that there's a bag of gold sitting on the front of the wagon from where the merchant was. And you're not entirely sure, but it looks like that's probably what he's going to use to pay for all these weapons to be shipped down to his shop.
Is that the wagon that's covered in it's covered in the stuff they're taking out of our house?
Yeah.
Yes, that's probably the money they were supposed to use to pay us.
Oh, really?
Oh no.
Freaking teleport.
Am I there with them, or was
Yeah,
I...
you
I
came
would
with
imagine
us.
you went. We're still with them. Cleaned up.
Can I try to grab it if I think that's the money we're supposed to get paid, or is it just too out in the open right now?
It's out in the open, but you could still give it a shot. Some of the guards are still going in and out. The four out front are kind of talking amongst themselves, especially since Tyrion just bought something. They assume like you're just high nobles perusing for nice weaponry at cheap prices.
So,
If I give Flick the Haver's hover sack, he could run over, shove the entire gold bag into the bag,
yeah,
and then run
do
away
you-
at full speed.
Well, I had a different idea actually.
Oh, okay, you
Um,
can roll with that.
I have a daily power that gives me concealment. So
So you can just
like-
turn invisible.
yeah, it's not quite like full invisibility, but it's basically going to allow me to stealth, and even if they look directly at where they think I am, they might not see me. So if I can do that.
Yeah. Roll me
Perks
that.
of being a midget.
Hobbits are surprisingly stealthy.
Seeing him going for the bag, I'm just gonna keep interesting the shopkeep. Like, what is the temperament on that axe? Interesting.
Yeah, so he keeps talking very excitedly to Tyrion and Rowan, even though Rowan obviously is genuinely not interested at this point, but he's still hoping to get a sale a little bit more from Tyrion. That you slip by very easily, and the guards kind of like take a moment. They thought they saw something shift, but then they just ignore it and go back to their conversation. You could tell that they're just kind of laughing that they're taking all the money, and you can hear them quite clearly saying, like, taking the money from this bastard child. She never deserved any of it.
Hmm.
So how is the cart set up exactly?
Basically, it's, think like Oregon Trail, like it still has the cloth tarp over it, and you can still see a few things in front, and then there's a few barrels of ale in the back of it, but this is mostly has weapons in it. There's another cart a little further down that has like ale, food, finer wine, and all that in it.
So can Rowan see what's stopping the cart from just rolling away?
The cart is not rolling away because of the two horses in front that are tied to it,
Ah!
and the brake is basically on the axle, so you would have to be in the driver's seat.
I'd like to do something as I reappear.
All right.
So I kind of like after I stealth and grab that, and I move off a little bit, and then, you know, my concealment ends, and I just kind of stroll up to Tyrion, and I kind of tug on like his armor a little bit, and as Tyrion looks down at me, I just say, "Hookers," and give him a wink.
All right.
I'm gonna smile.
And okay, if you smile, I know you got it. I was like, making sure you get it. And then I start walking the other way.
Hey, where did you put it? Did you
Just
put it in every adventurer's infinite bag of money?
Yep.
Cling, cling,
Yeah,
Where
it
money
was-
physics
I
cease
have-
to matter once you're in a safe scenario.
probably just tucked it into my armor, maybe.
It's 30,000 gold! What are you talking
Well, now I have
30,000?
a pot belly. Big pot belly full of.
And he certainly gained a lot of
You know,
weight
with
in
this
the
much
past.
money, I'm surprised, more of us don't have bags of holding.
I mean, they're only 1,000 gold. I have the super nice one, but like the one that holds like 100 pounds is only 1,000 gold. Like,
Yeah, I took one just
Yeah.
to have one.
So Flick,
Just so I can carry shit.
I look like a fucking fat leprechaun or something.
yeah, you're
They're
walking.
after me, gold.
They're after me for the gold.
You're walking away. You can.
After me, Lucky
Oh.
Charms!
They're after me like a chance.
You can kind of hear like a few times as he's walking away,
They're delicious.
and it definitely looks like he's got a pot belly because I imagine you're keeping that in front of you.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, you definitely got the bag of 30,000 gold.
I'm
Nice.
I'm rolling a wisdom check.
Alright, it's a roll. Do I know that's the money?
also, that key might go to something else in her house, so we should wait until they have it all cleared out, then we should have a look.
Okay, this is gonna be to my this is gonna be 18 to my, oh, I failed.
Do I ask
so-
what you were going to
So Rowan, losing interest in the cart and walking away, she goes, "Oh, hey, Flick, when'd you gain so much weight?"
The guards kind of look over at Flick for a moment, and they're just like, "Oh, whatever. Fat nobles around here all the time."
Halflings are naturally kind of
Pudgy.
like that, though. Like, yeah, pudgy. That's the word.
Well, I imagine it's
Put my arm around Ron. He had second breakfast, don't you remember?
So I would imagine after talking this guy up a little bit, you decide to wait a little bit till the guards start to clear out. So, take 5-minute break right here to grab drinks. I need to grab a drink, so I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Okay.
I'll grab one too, actually.
And I really do wish I actually got like fun abilities. Like everything I get is just combat oriented and it's kind of boring.
Yeah, sorcerers are like that.
I mean, that's part of the reason why I got ritual castings and I have something fun.
Yeah. And you've been doing a good job with your crazy items as well. Your
I know.
hijinks.
It's just like I wish that it was like D&D where magic actually had fun, odd uses. Doesn't really feel like that as much in 4E.
Yeah, 4E, it's really hard. I remember in basically every other edition, you get to choose your spells, and even sorcerers could choose stuff like Featherfall and whatever.
Like in 3.5, the late game sorcerer was really fun because you could get like a bunch of the funny abilities. Like you could get, I believe, like one of my favorites was shrink item and fly. So you shrink the statue, fly up,
And drop it.
release.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like- You can just do like a bunch of really wacky shit. You have so many casts per day. Some of these things, why do these even have costs? It's like 10 minutes to make it so you don't leave a trace while walking.
I recommend you get Hold Portal, by the way. It's like a level 1 ritual or something.
And I'm looking through the stuff that I want. Also,
Yeah.
bring back the deads, and when you guys die, you don't die.
Of course. But Hold Portal is fun because it like magically locks something. So if stuff's chasing us, we could just magically lock something.
Okay, so I mean, unless you're gonna want brew potion, because create holy water. We're fighting vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll just send Josh like the master list of all this shit.
That's awesome you got that because you're going to become like massively versatile.
There's no other feats I wanted to take, so I'm glad that Josh brought that up.
Besides that little dragon familiar, right? I thought you wanted that.
I mean, there isn't really any feats that I could exchange for that, other than maybe the Ancient Heritage one that honestly does not do all that much, other than boost Dragon Breath a bit.
Yeah, and you haven't been hit by fire.
I mean, You see, my original plan was I was going to use part of a cheese strat that I read online. I wasn't going to use the part that made it OP. I was going to use it in a way that it made me really vulnerable by hitting myself with my own damage.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally with the strat, you take this background that gives you like temp HP every time you hit with an ability, which makes it OP because you hit yourself with an ability, but then the temp HP absorbs it.
Oh.
So I was doing it in a way so that it made me vulnerable, so it was balanced.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 2 feats, and I've been taking all these other feats that I like, so I'll deal with the Dragon Familiar thing like next session. I'll just retrain that stuff because we wanted to play. I didn't want to have to try to facilitate me suddenly having a dragon on my shoulder.
Yeah.
He birthed it.
You got pregnant from that kiss.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's how it
Dragonborn
works, man. You
proms
didn't know?
suck. Never had any formal sex education. It's weird that Ancient Soul has like absolutely no. Okay, let's see. What does it do for Dragon? 'Cause I've forgotten. It's been a while. Wait. Oh, okay. It adds my strength to the damage. That's only a +5. It does make the damage actually worth it. Yeah, later when I get that ring, it'll be fine. Oh yeah, I'll tell Josh that later.
Dragonborns are such a good race in 4E.
Yeah, they are. It's pretty sick.
They're great as any class. Like fighters, they get really good martial feats, and then as obviously as sorcerers, they get a bunch of fiery feats and stuff.
Yeah,
And
it's a thing. There isn't very many good fire spells.
even as a warlock, they get a special feat that just makes them really good at it. It's crazy.
What does this do? Okay, this is you ward a single area against eavesdropping. Okay.
Hmm.
Create holy water.
Create the holy water.
Oh man, wait. Can I just I could just sell holy water by the side of the road. Easy money. I enchant holy water before we leave, and I have the girls sell it outside. We're working.
Oh god.
We'd run a sweatshop.
Not much of a sweatshop if she's not the one doing the sweating. Then again,
Yeah.
if she's sweating, she's doing something else.
Yeah, okay. I really should go get this. Yeah, okay. I have most of the rituals lined up that I want, and since I have, I believe 1,200 gold left over that I never spent.
I've got my purple tonic.
What is it?
A delicious combination of berries, bananas, smoothie OJ, fruit smoothie.
Hmm.
And it literally looks
Made a
like
smoothie that fast?
I had one previously made that I just left in the fridge. It sits nicely because the OJ keeps it nice and liquidy.
Hmm.
Well, I hadn't even considered putting the orange juice I have into smoothies. It's a good idea.
It makes it nice and tarty. Especially with the wild berry mixture that I use.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I probably could have. Freaking. Oh my god, I can't wait to be able to abuse that once I have a lot of money.
I'm afraid
There's
of
that portal jump 20 square teleport.
Jesus.
I'll give you that ring so you don't need line of sight.
As long as you saw it for the first time.
Yeah, of course.
I can do it for 2 rounds, so I can jump in and grab something and jump out. Good afternoon.
Bye. Boom.
I need this.
I need this. Duplicate?
What the fuck?
It's the one time Sylvia's changing your bed sheets or something. Oh dear God.
I need this.
That's disturbing.
Oh, I saw that.
That is really disturbing.
Oh my god, so many of these rituals are so Why do they have to cost money? It's so stupid. Like, it's such like a minor and useless money cost.
That's very great.
Damn. That bites. Oh, hallucinatory terrain. Yeah, let's grab that. Rave site. Let's grab that. Linked portal. Yes, please. Where's Ray's dead? Shadow Bridge.
A good joke, at least.
Too bad that's barred only.
So I imagine we have everyone back.
Stormtroopers
Oh, I
have
have to be ninth.
plenty.
I have to be 9th level before I can buy Detect Treasure. Alright, Josh, I'm just gonna start typing to you the ones that I want. Okay.
Yeah, so Josh, I got 1,600 gold. I don't know what that can get or anything like that, and I kind of don't want to go through the whole thing right now. So can we just say that shit was picked up?
Mhm.
Cool. Shit was picked up. Let's move on.
Weapons were acquired.
Things, stuff.
No, it was narrator, right?
Oh yeah, this one's good.
Oh Jesus.
This one.
Yeah. This is gonna get out of control.
Oh, animate rope. Yeah, of course.
Whoops.
I think you
fuck
did
did
that
you-
backwards.
How did you do that?
Whoops.
Why are we splitting it 5 ways?
How the fuck
Oh,
did you do
my
that?
bad.
Who else is getting paid?
So I was trying to figure this out. Like, I didn't even know that would divide it. I was trying to figure it out. There you go. That's how much we get.
5 divided by 3,000.
You divided by 0. Roll 20 server shut down.
You're
Again.
Wait, we get that much? Jeez.
divided by pi.
Yeah, have fun with it.
Of course, that's until you don't have that until Flick gives it to you when he's back from the whorehouse.
I was just
If
saying
he
that.
gets back from the horror.
He was saying that to imply that he had gotten the money.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm just
Because
heading back to the
Money
house.
means whores. Then reverse that.
I never know where you're going.
Of course, of course.
He could actually be going to the whorehouse.
Flick's an unpredictable guy.
I mean, that's fucking true enough. Fucking too
Okay, I'm
Let's,
almost
uh,
done typing these to you.
Let's roll a D30,000 to see how much Flick spends before getting back on whores and
I'm
various other.
following you. Where are you going?
I'm
No, I'm
actually,
just kidding.
So you spent 48,000.
4,800. 4,800.
4,800 gold.
Which is not as bad as I thought it would be.
It would have been
Honestly, that's
hilarious if
still
it
within
rolled a
his
30.
share.
Yeah.
30,000.
That could actually just be magic items that he buys on the way home.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
ooh,
joking.
these two are
Would have
really
been.
good. Oh, this one's good too. Duplicate's gonna be a lot of.
That choker, by the way, we never did settle on that.
Yeah, you still have the nobles. Let's see, is choker of eloquence.
I was just gonna give it to you because you can do a diplomacy check twice. Like, I mean, mine may be higher, but yours, you can do it twice, so you have an obviously better chance of succeeding.
And I mean, that gives me a bonus. What was the bonus? Like 2?
+2.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah. 16 diplomacy. Plus, I have an ability that lets me add a +5 to
No,
it.
I refuse to take the spell knock. I only knock with my hands by removing the door.
Yes, of course.
Come on.
I refuse to stoop to that magical level.
I will use my strength.
You need to keep up them gains.
Yeah, well, my gains just went up. Now they're at 20 strength.
Jesus Christ, that's a list.
You underestimate his power.
Ah.
I'm almost done. by the way. Okay, yeah, I think you
Almost
did.
after 12 other spells hit me.
You don't know the power of the tyrant.
Okay.
Oh god.
This one makes that I'm my own taxidermist.
Preservation.
That's necessary. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, it might take a while to get back to the house sometimes when you need to preserve
Well,
those
I'm gonna
heads
make
so they're not
teleporting
falling
discs that we
all
can
the way
hide
back.
around town that are attuned to our house.
Please,
What?
Joe. I
No, they
don't
can only
want
work with
random
us.
people stumbling into them.
No, they can only work with us.
That would be hilarious.
Blink. Hey boss. Bye boss. Blink.
Just sitting in a house and some random villager just bursts out of the kitchen. They have to go into the pantry.
Oh, tense.
That small pantry up here. So people just appear in the pantry.
Holy shit. Yeah, it's gonna be another 12. Alright, so you wait till the cover of darkness. Where are you gonna wait, since this is kind of like someone's street? Are you gonna come back at night, or are you gonna wait there?
What's going on?
Waiting till dark to go in the house.
Why are we waiting till dark to go into our house?
Because that's how long it's gonna take them to clear out the entire 3-story home.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, to go back into her house and see what the key was for.
I mean, since she knew they were going through her house already, I'd assume this key is to something special.
You guys just gonna stake it out, or you gonna come back for me?
Yeah, I mean, we have nothing better to do. We're just gonna, I guess, just go rent a house at the inn across the street and wait until late at night.
I'm heading back to my house.
At least someone's coming back, otherwise I'd be sitting here the whole time like, where the fuck did they go? Please get the fuck out!
Is Rowan staying with me, or is Tyrion gonna stake out the house alone?
I guess Rowan. Yeah, no, Rowan will join you over a cup of coffee.
Hey,
Now's the time we get into our backstories. Just like, so, why'd you come here? What's a cop like you doing over here?
I saw that dame kissing you. What's that about?
I think it was a distraction. Not quite sure yet. My int isn't very high.
Makes sense.
Alright, so you...
By the way, I am done listing rituals. That's all that I want.
It's just 24 of them, so...
just 24.
God. Alright. So, Terry and Rowan, I imagine you go get coffee at one of the nicer open areas of the higher districts.
I have coffee in this place.
Yeah, coffee. Coffee.
I need to buy an infinite magical fountain of coffee, too.
Oh god.
Next to the alcohol.
Unfortunately,
God.
it turns cold because you didn't get the hot enchantment.
No!
Forever iced coffee!
Every fire mage's downfall. Cold coffee.
So, upon arriving back, is Magnus still talking to all the women?
Yes. You could tell
Liz is still here?
well, she basically wanted to get an entire report of everything you did.
I don't want to sleep.
Oh,
Flick will stroll in and he'll put one boot onto the chair right next to Magnus, and just kind of push his big belly into Magnus's face, or probably not face, but just towards him, and just be like, "Eh."
she's listening across the table, and she just looks at you like, does he always do that?
I'm not sure. This is really a first. Doing?
Yeah, and then he'll kind of look
What
over.
happened to you?
He'll kind of look over at all the women gathered around, and then he turns back to you, Magnus, and goes, "Business, office," and kind of nods his head towards upstairs, "Come on."
Alright.
So once we get up there, I'll
I'm
just show
so
you.
sorry, Liz. But seems more
Alright.
important things have come.
And she just says, "Very well. Well, I'll hope to hear the rest later." And she goes back to talking with Mala, and occasionally telling Sylvia different etiquette that a maid is supposed to carry herself properly.
Yeah, so Flick will just show him all the money and give him his cut, I guess.
No, yeah, you give him his cut. Sorry.
Stupid ass fire.
I'm gonna revive her and make her read me her notes, then kill her again.
Well, you at least have the index, so you do at least progress one page.
Taryn isn't very smart, as we've established.
I'm gonna be cursing wizards.
Let's see.
Wizards.
I'll let you make another 2 checks, since I would imagine while you're talking to Rowan and enjoying a nice cup of coffee.
Perhaps he should ask a more experienced arcanist.
I'll ask somebody else. You know, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
So you finally find the page that has the spell to reorganize the book to a proper book instead of being jumbled. You actually do that, and you finally find the page that has the fire hair spell.
Yes!
Now,
I win!
Basically, you could start doing Arcana checks once you get another chance to sit down and research them to basically light your hair whips on fire. Ooh.
Hair whips. Yes! I am victorious.
So, question is, do you or Rowan go back to get Magnus and Flick back at the house?
I mean, do we really need them? Are we
Yeah,
staking
they
out
have-
to go inside? Does anybody really give a shit if we walk inside the noble's, like, now empty house?
There's only 2 guards posted out front. You can tell that it's pretty obvious they don't care. They have 2 bottles of the more expensive wine that they had managed to slip for themselves, and they're obviously pretty sloshed because it's obviously nobody's going to go into an empty noble's house.
I already have a really good idea. So, seeing this, I'm gonna go walk on.
Obviously.
I'm gonna walk on up to them and be like, "Hey, fellas, is the house entirely empty?"
They kind of laugh and like, "There's not a single fucking bit of dust left in that place. It's so empty."
I'm gonna pull the keg of alcohol we took from way back at the warehouse out of my bag and just put it next to them and be like, "Do you mind if we go have a look around in there? This keg of alcohol says we're not here."
Their eyes kind of light up because they look at their bottles. Their bottles are kind of light at this point, and they're like, "Definitely, go right in. And the door's open. It's not even locked. Take all the time you want." And they
Alright.
start enjoying themselves.
All right, have a nice evening, gentlemen. I'm gonna beckon for Rowan. Let's go in. You know, I just realized. Oh wait, no, I have Rowan. Rowan has high wisdom. Never mind. I was gonna be like, I am literally like the worst at searching, but I guess I can just take 20 because we have all night.
Alright, so you get in there. Obviously, there's really nothing to light up the place.
Sun rods.
Alright, so you pull out a sun rod. You just start looking around. You enter the foyer. You can see the stairs going up to the second floor. The hall in the middle of the foyer. On the right is a small dining room with a long grand table, and you can tell it's just enough for to basically fit about 10 people in there. The 2 chairs at each end are very well, not the chair. What am I saying? Like, this would be if her house was still furnished. Wrong goddamn page. Flipping this over. So, it's a small living room. You could tell from the indents on the floor that was a table there. And the only real thing left on the first floor as you look around where it connects with the pantry that's now extremely empty. Even the shelves were taken off of the pantry walls.
Wow.
Yeah.
They really stripped this place bare.
Oh yes. That the only thing that they physically could not take was a fireplace that was in the pantry. You could tell it was kind of like the cook's area. It was very, very well used.
She lived here by herself?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she might have had servants.
Oh.
She didn't say anything about who she lived with or anything else. She just gave Tyrion a smack on the lips and a key.
I'm going to look around in the fireplace for a possible secret keyhole. I mean, I know this is very spy movie-esque, but
Alright, so roll me a perception check.
I'm going to ask Rowan to help too, because I'm probably not going to do very well at this. Never mind.
Oh, dang. Did it better than me?
Alright. So, Tyrion, you can tell it's just very obviously used. There's what appears to be a lot of movement on the right side of it. Kind of looks like the scuff marks on the floor. Looks like there was a chair right there, and a couple of pot indents from the stone being dented and chipped away. It looked like heavier cauldrons had been there before. Other than that, you could tell the marks on the floor is obviously a lot of stuff wasn't moved out of the way, or even moved at all, other than to be refilled, probably.
Could
gonna
this
walk-
fall under insight? Just like thinking of how, if I was in her situation, kind of thing.
Sure. Roll me an insight check for that one.
Okay.
Because just trying to think, like, how Clark would think. Alright. So you assume, obviously, that this key... This is another thing. You try and think for a minute, like, where would a guard captain or a knight keep a secret, or even an area to put a key to unlock an area.
Right.
So you try and think of where she kept her armory for a moment.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good place to start.
When you sing, you begin with Do Re Mi.
So you start looking around for essentially what you would assume would be where she kept most of her armory. And it's on the second floor. A very large open area. And you could tell where the racks and stands were. The wood itself actually has scuff and scrapes from all the metal. And you see a few areas of where the stands were. You see one mantelpiece that's basically set in the wall. And it looks like basically it would hold up the sword that Tyrion had bought.
Tyrion, come. Help me search right here.
Alright. Let's take 20. This seems suspicious. Plot told me so.
Perception check.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh!
Oh my god.
You're blinded.
Wow.
Alright.
Where we're really, like, it's like the shadows from, like, where the stuff used to be. And then, like, now there's nothing. We're like, wow, this is really cool.
Alright, so Tyrion, you're flat out distracted by your own shadow. It kind of makes you jump a little. And then you realize it was just yourself. Rowan, you're looking around what this shelf piece for a display would be. You kind of hear the guards laugh. It distracts you from what you're doing a bit. So you kind of just dismiss it and start looking around the armory area a little bit more.
Dang it.
Alright.
So do we roll another one at disadvantage or something? what do we do?
Yeah, you could roll another check after a few minutes of searching. Obviously,
Okay.
looking high and low, you kind of feel like you probably missed something, especially since you were distracted.
Please, not another one.
There
oh!
we go.
Oh!
Wow. All right, so
Nice.
both of you.
Wait, we got the same check, guys. We both get ones, then we get the same result the second time. We're both like, ah.
We are in tune. It
It was the coffee.
Yeah, it was the coffee.
Oh god. So, you basically look at the display area mantle again, and you finally notice that there's a very fine line that doesn't really set with the wall properly, and you kind of push it aside a little bit, and you realize it's not a huge opening, but it's just enough, and you see a keyhole when you open up the small panel.
Take out the key, rubbing it between my fingers. Push it in.
And basically with that small little click, you can see the mantle itself kind of comes away from the wall and swings open just about a foot. And you can see that there's a spare room with a window behind it that's completely untouched. And you can see a few footprints. It looks like people had not really traveled this part of the house except maybe one or two. There's a table with obviously a bunch of notes and pieces of paper. There's a huge stack of strange looking books on the side. And
I'm just gonna hold out my bag and just start pushing the bout books into the bag, because I don't know when somebody might come up here and check out what's going on with the light inside of the noblewoman's house. We can investigate later.
so you just start shoving all the books and the papers and the notes in, basically as you found them. Excuse me. There is one display case that is kind of an odds ends, and it does have just a piece of velvet cloth covering it. It's a fairly good sized case.
Rowan, would you like to do the honors? I'm, looting.
Very well. She'll go forward and open it slowly.
So, as you so
Just a note, you're a faggot.
So, as you pull away the velvet cover, you see two gems next to each other. Fairly good sized. One is just a deep dark green, it looks like an emerald, and the other one is a very, very dark blue, possibly a sapphire. And you can tell there's supposed to be a third one, but it's missing. There's very clearly an indent next to him. It's still inside the glass case. In the middle of the gemstones, it does appear like it has something, but you can't really tell, especially the way they're sitting. You would have to take them out.
Okay, I guess Rowan goes for the red one. Why not? Or wait, it was green and red, or was it
Red and blue.
red and blue? Red and blue. Oh, she'll go for the blue one then.
So,
She's seen red for today.
so you pick up the blue one. When you lift it up and you look at it with the sun rod, you kind of, trying to get a better look. So you kind of shine the light behind it so you can get the more illustrious shine from it and the sparkles. And you can kind of see it almost looks like a dragon's eye.
Whoa. I'm totally inexperienced, but I guess you would say, like, have I ever heard of something like this before?
Mm-mm. This is in a very.
That's Arcana check, 15.
So you could tell there is some form of magic to this gemstone. You're just
Okay.
not exactly sure what.
Tyrion.
Do you need my expertise?
No, actually. So, Tyrion, you seem to be favorable towards understanding the lore of dragons. Have you ever heard of anything like gemstones that look like eyes and kind of tosses to
Tossing them at me.
Nope, toss is one of them.
I panically scramble to grab it, with my low dexterity.
Yeah, roll me a dex roll to catch that.
Can I roll? Can I roll to assist because like it was like a gentle toss?
No, it's just
Okay.
all on.
I have.
All
Alright.
on.
Swear to
Yeah,
God,
okay.
if you broke one of these things.
All right, so that's enough to catch it. You kind of fumble.
And it is not graceful no matter how high the roll is. I have no dex.
Yeah, so you kind of like you're shocked at her just tossing something like palm-sized at you, and immediately like kind of bump it around in your hands and just enough to like barely get both hands on it before it falls. And you could see quite clearly when she's holding the rod and you hold it up that it has quite the lustrous look in the carvings itself, and that the shapes inside form a dragon eye.
Oh. Can I do a history check on it?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. That was bound to come out somewhere.
So, you've heard of dragon eye items before, but nothing in particular with gemstones coming to mind. Usually just like art or something like that from what your family and other people have told you.
I mean, I've heard that they're like art pieces, but don't really know much else about them.
Art pieces, and Rowan decides to peruse through her knowledge of as small as it is of religion. 18.
18. You try to think about it for a minute. It doesn't really connect with anything in religion.
All right.
Possibly a cult at some point if they used such items, but definitely not any gemstones this big.
Well, if anything, these will just go for a good price. Why don't we just grab both of them? Do you want the blue one or the red one? Your pick.
I like the red one.
The red
Matches
one.
my scales.
And she grabs the red one and then makes the motion like the tossing motion. And,
Like, no.
and just says like, "Got ya," and then hands it to him. And
I'll hand
takes
her back
blue
the other one. Is there anything else in the room?
Just basically notes, ink and quill. The other side just looks like her library of other books and references for history and religion, but none really stand out. You
Alright.
pretty much assume that you got the vast majority of the more significant books for whatever research she was doing.
I'm gonna write out a note on a piece of paper telling her that, like, if she comes into this room again, that we were here and you know where to find us, and just put the Golden Hound insignia at the bottom.
Do we have rings? We should get rings.
We do.
Just like-
Magnus had them made for us,
So
I
you can
believe.
stamp it.
Yeah, Magnus had them made.
Oh right. Okay. Cool.
Yes, I'll just do that instead. I forgot about them.
With the hell yeah enchantment when you lock rings to.
And the what was it? Inquisition when you press on the front.
Inquisition.
Here on the Inquisition. Yes, I'm just gonna leave that on top.
Bit,
of the
you're like,
top one,
shit, the battery's low.
No. Reseal the room and let's leave.
So you reseal the room, you lock it, and none is the wiser. Because now you actually push the panel flush with the wall, and it just is completely invisible now. So you head on out. The guards just completely ignore whatever you're doing. They just assume people looking at the house probably to buy it.
They already forgot about us.
Yeah.
I mean, I did give them a gigantic keg of alcohol and tell them to forget that we were here. Drunk ass girls
Yeah,
are probably
it's
more than
smashed,
happy
dude.
with free nice ass alcohol to care.
They're smashed, dude. They probably can't even fucking see your faces properly.
Like, yeah, sure, giant red man, well armored woman, whatever you say.
There was a tiefling and a revenant here. Oh god. Alright, so
We're both totally rad.
Bruh. Righteous.
Gnarly, dude.
Gnarly, dude. The Californians.
bruh.
Dude, let's go surfing.
Bruh. Do you even lift?
I catch some gnarly waves, dude.
I feel personally offended at all the stereotypes.
I'm glad you do, because I'm a Californian and I don't.
Just because I've met a lot of people from all over the world during that long online crusade, and they all thought people from California were like that.
Yeah. I always love telling people, like, they're like, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, from Sacramento. Where? I'm like, the capital of California.
We just know it as California.
Yeah, but I mean, if I said I'm from Canberra, what would you think?
You're from the water
Cam-
company?
See? It's the capital of my country.
I don't remember Australia. Man, I guess I just never learned it.
Exactly. We have 7 states. 7. You have like 50. Do you really expect everyone to learn all of the capitals?
Well, excuse me, you just said you had 7.
Anyways.
So
Yeah, we have 7, and I still like struggle to remember which is which.
Let's put the train back on the tracks.
so
Let's go home.
you head home. Flick, I imagine, after giving the cuts back out at the base, so everyone could get their money when they get back. You went out to visit the bar.
Yeah, I have some stuff I want to sell too.
I was gonna visit
That's
this
okay.
American woman.
You still, oh God, you still have all that hide armor and shit to sell because he still has this old hide armor.
I still
Like,
have most of
giving
my
it a-
old armor.
So
Yeah, I just left everyone's money on their bed. I actually left like before they even got back.
so at that,
Service has desks, you know.
it's easier when they see it on the bed. That way they can't sleep until they acknowledge it.
Yeah, we are pretty tired.
Yeah. So
That just makes it a nuisance.
oh,
Just go flop to your bed and it's just this jingle of 1,000 fucking coins. What the fuck?
I feel like the stunt that I pulled at the mausoleum, it's going to be like in Papers, Please, when the people are like, "You'll regret this," when you send them away.
so
Detained.
so you guys come home, middle of the night. You see that Elizabeth is left. Magnus is absolutely drained. Sylvia is still cleaning up, so everyone goes to sleep. And right at the crack of dawn, you can actually.
But did you leave Dennis here?
No. He left.
Dennis.
Dennis is.
Dennis, the menace.
So, you hear a knock at the front door at the ass crack of dawn. Not sure who would answer that other than Sylvia, so she kind of just opens the door. You can kind of hear like everyone a little shocked at what she's wearing, whoever is listening to the conversation. And she's just going to go upstairs and find the first person she can. And so, unfortunately, Tyrion, that's going to be you, since you are the closest to the stairs. And She simply says, "Is the town guard are here?"
Oh shit.
And should I tell them to go away, or should I
Huh?
get somebody else to come down to talk to them?
Wait, is this Magnus's sister? Who is this chick?
What's going on?
Sylvia, the
Sylvia's the weird tiefling chick we abducted from the castle
Okay.
and has become our housemaid.
Yep, now I remember.
she kind of just followed you all the way home.
Wait, you weren't.
And we,
The mask
we just
is
kind of
gone.
put up with it.
And now
Man.
she's like inadvertently the maid.
Yeah. Sounds good.
None of us really stopped her, so she just moved in.
Is she doing any harm?
She lives in.
Well, no, she's cleaning our house and cooking our food.
That's why.
Teaching Mala a few things here and there.
She's been very useful.
Well then.
I don't mean about that, I just mean as a housemaid.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sure.
Alright. So, I imagine Tyrion, since you don't really give her an answer, she would.
Wait, what's going on? Like, I hit caps lock, so my audio.
Oh, the audio kill button.
She was asking if that you would come down and speak to the town guard who's at the front door right now.
I mean, as much as I really think I shouldn't be the one that does it, yeah, sure, why not?
Oh god.
You can always make her get someone else.
No. I was asked.
Oh no.
Oh god. Alright.
Dreary-eyed and in, like, probably a robe.
Yeah, your new fashion statement since you finally got a full proper rest and could change out armor.
I mean, I was just saying I wouldn't be in my armor. I haven't done that.
Oh, you have your.
I'm probably gonna swap something else out.
Yeah, you have your house robe,
Yeah.
and the city guard are standing there like, they just look at you for a moment, surprised that you're not dressed or anything. And
The ass crack of dawn and they're surprised?
hey,
I mean, this is medieval world. Like, people generally get up with the sun in this world.
yeah, and they look at you and immediately asks, other compatriots with you?
I believe most of them are here. What do you want?
Good. None of you are to leave the city until costs are completely paid and the investigation is complete into the collapsing of the mausoleum that you were nearby.
Alright.
He hands you a form. If you leave the city at any point without supervision or contract from one of the town guard jobs, you will be immediately arrested. And,
Alright.
and he hands you a second note, and this is from Lady Isabel for all of you. And he bows and just starts marching away with his other compatriot.
As soon as he walks away, as soon as he's not looking, I'm gonna smile and open up the letters and walk away from the door.
Alright. So, the,
I can't wait for this.
So the papers and the orders for the mausoleum, they obviously have suspicion that your group had blown up the mausoleum to trap them in there, and it's under investigation to see if there's any evidence they could find to prove it. And until that investigation's finished, none of you are allowed to leave the city. The other one.
The city's pretty big.
The other from Lady Isabel is very, very foul language. You could tell it was one of her assistants who had wrote it for her, probably when she was dictating it out loud. And she's just a constant stream of, if any of you ever try to help a rogue vigilante who's supposed to be under arrest and allow them to escape, and the lines go on. And immediately after that, it's like you see at least the gentleman who was there with you, even though he was covered in blood, at least had enough sense not to interfere. In the future, I hope any dealings have to be done through him, so at least someone with a brain can handle this, not a brain-dead slug like you and the woman in armor.
At this point, I'm going to be fully awakened in the aisles with laughter rolling around on the ground. Oh my.
Alright, so yeah, everyone could clearly hear that. And I would imagine the house, it's not going to be quiet at all. And Sylvia just starts making some breakfast.
Man, I really should. Under my breath, I really should blow off.
So,
the only person that knows that I use explosives in the town guard is the one they just chased away.
alright, so I'd imagine when everyone finally does wake up, you inform them of this letter.
Yeah. I'll just leave it on the breakfast table.
So,
Whew.
Magnus, you kind of get a small sense that even though Tyrion blew up the mausoleum and caused more problems, that she had kind of an eye out in the fact that she respects other nobles, even though it's a dicey situation, almost in an unjust fashion.
Typical.
Chasing the goal. So, it's probably not. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea to stay away from buying explosives for a while.
Or at least buy them on the down low. Not walk.
Go find the black market and buy explosives there.
At least you keep them in your hole. Like, you're not just strapped with, like, dynamite bandoliers and stuff.
That'll
Like,
be dangerous. I'm throwing fire.
I know. At least
How'd
you have the
Tyrion
hole.
die? He blew himself
Oh,
up.
don't. When we are in like the millions of gold, I can buy a ring that'll let like detonate a suicide vest on myself and revive.
Oh, Jesus.
I can blow myself to hell.
Just run in. Allahu Akbar!
No, but just I need to go like find a way how to magically enhance. Wait, if I took the ritual enchant item, would you let me enchant a gunpowder barrel for more explosive?
That would be pushing it.
Oh come on, it's magical gunpowder.
Oh, God. Unless you've literally found, like, a magic crystal to turn into a powder and then enchanted that somehow, maybe. But that's a stretch. That is a stretch, my friend.
It's a stretch I'm willing to take.
So Rowan comes down and to the breakfast table, just wearing not like a bra, but like a strap, I guess, and her underwear, and just comes down. And it's like, ooh, like scratches her ass, and then sits down on the table.
Like
And then
those old
just-
school kind of like binding coverings.
Yeah, yep, and
like
and
the
just
cloth?
slides and like sits down with whatever is for breakfast and begins digging into it, and then goes, oh, and she reaches into the bindings and grabs like the jewel and then just slides it across the table towards Magnus. Goes, and with like a mouthful of like I guess eggs or whatever, goes like, oh, so you should take a look at that.
Flick isn't bothered at all by
Right
Rowan's
now?
current appearance, by the way, because he's seen her in much less.
I'm too busy laughing at the letter and reading the books. It's like a constant back and forth, like.
Which reminds me, you can now make an arcane check for your flaming hair.
Yeah, I would be interested in that.
You just snap your fingers after you're done, and
Accidentally set part of the house on fire because you haven't mastered it yet. Alright,
The flames are too tall.
yeah, you start getting the hang of it, of conjuring it, so you sort of get a small, almost like half-inch flame starting, and then it kind of goes to a foot, and you have to put it out before it starts traveling too high.
plus you're
I'm like-
sitting right next to the ale fountain.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, next time you want to try something like that, go into the basement or something.
Where it's all stone. So, Magnus, you quite clearly see what looks like a blue sapphire with something in the middle of it. When you hold it up, you could see that's quite clear design of a dragon eye.
Flick's eyeing it as well as he's eating.
You can, while you're holding
Oh.
it, you get a subtle sense of magic from it.
Yeah, I'll Arcana it. Yeah.
And unfortunately, the most you could discern that yes, it is magic. You're not entirely sure what its effects are.
I'd like to note that I am balancing it on a plate.
So you-
Rowan doesn't seem to mind. She's just digging in.
we're just like all eating while doing all this wacky shit.
Oh. And you could definitely see that the sword that Mala had been carrying around and using is
Can Flick sense anything from that gem?
you could sense some magic, almost like a small subtle connection between you and it. You could roll Arcana if you want to try and figure out more.
Yeah, I'd like to. It's kind of. Yeah, boy.
Oh my god.
There we go.
That's what I'm talking about.
See this connection? That's what I'm talking about.
So you scoop it up in your hand. It's almost like it tells you if it's just so natural to you when examining this stone. You immediately know that it's supposed to work in tandem with another 3 other stones,
Mm-hmm.
and
3 other stones. I thought only one was missing.
That means that she probably had the other one.
But that's
That
2
was
other.
why she. That was why she left the other 2 up there. Was for us.
Oh.
you can tell that you could possibly still get some effects, but you would still need to know how to activate it, which unfortunately right now you don't know how to activate it. And I don't know if you want to tell them, but it's I'll whisper this one to you through Skype.
Okay.
But, that's a pure discretion.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Flick would just set it back down on the table and just say kind of tap it and say 3.
Rowan is still eating. He's like, yeah, we found it in a private hidden room, and one of the ones is missing. Tyrion has the other one. And she shovels more eggs into her mouth.
Flick will nod and say strong magic.
What do you mean strong?
3.
Alright.
Yes, I believe we established that. Yes, there are 3.
3 rings that bind them.
Well, Flick will give up on explaining. And yeah, let's go back to eating.
Okay. So, basically nice breakfast. It's steak, eggs, and some sliced fruit.
Has she gotten better at cooking? Because last I checked, she was horrible.
After Elizabeth had visited, she is
Ah.
cooking much better.
I was gonna say, do we have to hire Koo to tutor her?
I mean, Koo did also just jump into a random mess.
Yeah, he disappeared.
I
Pretty
don't know
quick.
where he is right now.
Yeah, I was totally joking. Yep.
Rowan calls out with food still in her mouth. It's so food. It's really good. Can I have another?
She's very happy at hearing that, and she says yes right away, and starts cutting up some more of the steak that she is cooking on the skillet and all. And a couple
Getting steak for breakfast?
Steak. And
Yeah, dude, steak and
Yeah.
eggs, man. Have you ever been to the South?
No.
Steak and eggs, chicken and waffles, man. It's the bomb.
What about the whole chicken and waffles thing, which is really fun.
So, you have the one blue gem on the table, which obviously Flick managed to discern that there's two of them, which Rowan confirmed.
Well, okay, what kind of gem is it? Like, what's it shaped like? Like, is it shaped like in the classic diamond, or is it like shaped like a ruby, or like what, a rupee, or like what is it?
Almost oval shape.
Oval? Okay, so Rowan's gonna have, she's gonna be, while waiting for the next, platter, she's gonna like, be like propping it up like a coin and like trying to spin it, just like.
Oh god. Alright, so you're gonna be flicking it and spinning it. You could just see the shine and luster of it going around on the table as like a top. And yeah, it'd pretty much be like oval shaped like an eye, so it does that pretty easily, especially being so finely cut. Tyrion, you still have the books from her little alcove there.
I'm thumbing through them while I eat.
Alright. So, you could tell that she was looking into more of a forgotten magics of draconic lore. Definitely get a few notes here and there that she's making progress in possible locations of each item that she was looking for. And you're not. It doesn't state how many items that she was looking for. It seems like she tried to keep the journal vague enough where only she would be able to remember most of it. But it's still giving more and more hints that the gems themselves are supposed to not only work with each other, but another piece as well. Almost like they're supposed to rest in something.
Oh crap!
Uh,
I've got to get the
yeah.
fire emblem.
no. Thinking back to it, did her sword, did it look like two more gems could fit onto her sword?
The handle itself, yes, it does look like the sword itself could handle another piece on each side, basically the hilt.
Alright,
And
yeah.
when it did form, you didn't exactly get a chance to really examine it since she had her back to you, but you're not entirely sure where the gem/crystal pommel came from.
Mmm.
Alright, well then I'm gonna make a mental note of that. She's probably gonna want these back. I can probably get some answers out of her in exchange, so. Funny that she'd lead us to them, but I mean, she also thought she might get captured, so.
Where are you keeping the red one?
It's still in my bag upstairs. Like, I'm still in my robe.
Okay.
I don't carry my bag everywhere.
You never know. You never know.
Well, I mean, if you want to store it somewhere, I have a portrait of Holding.
I mean, I just now learned that it's valuable to something, so. Sure, in a bit.
Meanwhile, Magnus, while you're watching some of this, after Flick takes a look at it and tries to explain a bit, and Tyrion's obviously reading through the notes, Mala's explaining to you all the different fighting sword styles that your sister was teaching her, and the lighter way to hold a blade for female hands.
Oh, good. So glad to hear about all of this again.
This triggering to you.
At the same time, she kind of leans over and whispers to you, like, I've also learned a few things from Sylvia that we could try later tonight.
Oh, good.
Damn.
Flick just gets a big grin on his face, but just kind of doesn't look over. He just looks forward.
Rowan, again, like, I assume now she has, like, the new plate.
Yep.
So with a mouthful of steak goes, why wait till tonight? And just continues shoveling more.
Glad I have such supportive friends.
Likewise.
So, Rowan, are you still spinning that stone?
I would imagine kind of like nonchalantly with one hand as she shovels food in with her other.
Alright. Roll me in acrobatics.
Oh, shit. What?
She's gonna end up activating the stone and it's gonna like bring out the end of the kitchen.
Oh, God. Here's my +2, boys. Well, I'm not in my armor, though, right?
Yeah,
No,
so you
so-
have higher.
Yeah, you
So
have
plus-
+2 to that.
I have +4. This is a little better. Oh!
So, it kind of tumbles for a moment because
I'm very dexterous with my fingers.
I was gonna say, what can I say? She's good with her hands.
wink, wink. So you, it's about to fall and hit the floor right before it does. You catch it, and the small force when it hits your palm, it doesn't do anything to you while you're holding it, but immediately freezes the leg of Tyrion's chair and some of the floor, and then the chair immediately cracks and splinters, and he falls on his ass because it froze and cracked. But you could tell that small little pulse froze everything within that 5-foot radius other than you. And luckily it missed Tyrion.
What?
Yeah, Flick just laughs.
I'm gonna sit there contemplating with my 10 and ice, blue, cold, fire, red. Nod. I'm gonna go see if there's any more chairs in the basement.
We have a spare here. Just take the
I
one
mean-
Flick's next to.
Fine.
There's 3 chairs each side. There's more than enough chairs. So,
Fucking, it's my favorite chair.
I'll
Alright.
just get it one.
but yeah, when you look at the wood, even though it's very new and fine, it looks like it, after the cold blast had hit it, looked like it dry rotted instantly.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What the?
Flick will just kind of look at your shocked face and just say, "Strong."
Oh, that's one way to put it.
So I guess she'll try to replicate what the conditions over here at the empty space that is now there, and she's just kind of gingerly like spinning it.
So you just keep spinning it. You don't really feel anything else from it. It feels
Okay.
kind of like it's a little more empty now.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
What do I do? Don't drop it ever again.
So, now that we're barred from leaving the city, Does anyone have any plans?
Flick shrugs.
You guys
Look
just
around.
had to blow up the thing. Just had to blow it up.
She
I mean-
deserved it.
Yeah, honestly, she was being kind of a tool.
Well, regardless. Regardless. You what? You couldn't put a bigger wick on it?
The bigger wick might have meant that she might have actually died in the crash.
Then we would have had a different kind of wake up call, I'm sure.
A lot more cards.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Window
Yeah,
of
no.
escape! Jump out the back, run away.
I'm gonna go full out, what's the name of that one movie? I can't remember, but, just like rig up the house with explosives.
Is her name really Temptress? Sylvia Temptress.
Is the name given to her?
Okay.
You could try and rename her if you like.
She isn't a fucking animal.
I mean, yeah, she doesn't care.
Well, I mean, she was like a slave before she came to us. And
Well, I think she hasn't really talked to Sylvia. Well, now that she learned that her name is Sylvia, then she's gonna use that. But she doesn't.
She kind of dry humped her way into the city.
Oh God, how dry humped, huh?
Well, she was
yeah,
Way
remember?
downtown.
when she was on
So
Jack, we had a big party. Everyone's like, "Holy shit, you guys killed a dragon!"
right.
that's now spewing beer at a constant rate.
So Rowan finishes up and puts her feet, leans back in the chair and puts her feet on the table. Yeah. Puts her hands behind her head.
Gemstone just chilling.
Just chilling.
On the
I
table.
refuse to let this pun stand.
Flick kind of not really caring too much, but just suggests to everyone. He says, "Contract guy."
Yeah, we could go today. I mean,
Yeah.
let's go and go get some shopping done first. I have a bunch of stuff I need
As long
to
as we
get.
make sure the job is, in the city.
I mean, the paper did say with approved contract givers. I mean, I'd assume that he kind of counts.
It was under the stipulation of as long as the contract was from the city guard.
Oh right, has to be something.
Working for the yard, then we can.
Well, I'm
Oh,
sure the
well, so-
contractor has stuff that needs to be done inside the city.
Yeah, probably. Good point.
Yeah, Flick doesn't look too concerned because he's like counting his money, his fat sack of cash.
Counting his money, shining over his new magic items he acquired the other day.
Also, what else is within this chick's book other than spell that I actually wanted?
Oh, so you... Alright, so roll me another insight check. So while you're
God damn it! This book.
Maybe you should just give it to someone else.
No, Tyrion's gonna sell this book all on his own. He's determined to do it.
Well, at least it's now in order, so it's easier to do.
Tyrion reads the book. The possibility of understanding it fills him with determination.
God damn it!
God damn
The
it.
word is booby trapped.
Alright, so most you can discern is that you found the other spell that allowed her eyes to look like they're on fire.
Oh damn! I didn't even remember that. Am I just gonna become decked out in fire magic by the end of this?
So is it real fire?
No, it's not real fire. It's basically like a pier, your eyes are entirely fire.
Oh, okay.
And
That's sick.
The illusion of fire. All the light without the heat.
however, the hair part is actually on fire.
Mm.
Oh dear. You could use it to light a torch. The torch and just stick it on your head.
I'm waiting for that later.
Tyrion never needs the torch ever again.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's useful.
So, I imagine. So you all head down to the contractor after having a nice breakfast. So you're gonna let Mala accompany you?
I mean, does she want to?
Yes.
Alright, well then fine. I'm not
She
gonna say no.
She hasn't seen you for a few days. So,
You know, fair enough.
she's just happy holding your arm like a proper lady. You could tell your sister had been giving her
She's
quite.
been teaching her etiquette as well.
Yeah. You could tell she's a very fast learner. Like she picks up very, very, very quickly. And so you get down to the contractor. He's actually very surprised. Like, oh, hey, it's good to see you lads are all perfectly fine.
Wait a minute. Did you guys give Rowan time to put on her armor?
Of course. I mean, I was still in my robe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us had to get dressed.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I was
Just
like,
walk down there butt naked. Well, actually, correction. You have summoning armor, so you could just go down there in casual clothes.
oh, I just realized. Okay, so as soon as they suggest we go to the contractor, she just steps up and goes.
So yeah, that's like the first.
You know, with that in mind, it would have been a lot easier to carry you out if you got rid of the armor.
Mm.
Dude, what are you talking about? I can lift 1,000 pounds. It was nothing. I'm carrying nothing normally.
So he looks at you like, ah, I see you have brought a fine lady with you as well. I've been told you have been you're on City Watch right now.
Oh, even you know. Well,
I have to know so I don't give somebody the wrong contract and get my own self in trouble.
yeah, I suppose it does help. It means we don't need to explain anything.
Yeah, Flick just responds to him talking about the restriction or whatever, and says misunderstanding, and gives like a smile.
He chuckles as he's like, don't worry, I've had quite a few misunderstandings with that lady myself.
What's her problem anyway?
I think I fucked her. Just kidding.
Get a contract to hit that if you catch my drift.
God damn.
Just
Savage.
kidding.
Awesome.
Savage that ass. Alright, so. Alright. He looks at you like, I really wish I had a contract with you so we'd been able to record all that in wonderful volume. That would have been such a wonderful book to sell.
Hey, if you give me a couple of those blank ones that I can start whenever, I'll make sure to do that.
He just, ruffles his beard a little, scratches his chin. Yeah, I like that idea. I'll have to bring up a few before you leave and give them to you. And, he looks back to all you, so... what could I interest you? I'm afraid the work is fairly limited. I do have a few bodyguard stances here. Before I forget, the book you had given permission to publish is starting to sell. You should be receiving royalties in the first month. And wages are paid out in monthly.
Quite efficient.
What did this just remind me of? Oh. Wait, what was this recording of?
Okay.
Is this the recording of the thing where we attacked the bed?
Probably.
Fuck, I had a shitload of gunpowder in that.
Oh shit.
That's
Public
incredible.
knowledge.
I never used
Is
it.
she a fan of the book? Oh no.
Well, he just kind of replies like, what gunpowder? Oh no. And
And don't worry about it.
he's just sitting here like, well, At least it's good to know that the book is selling fairly quickly. Maybe she won't be able to get a copy before the next print. The investigation will be over by then.
I mean, I technically didn't blow up any gunpowder in that one, so it's sort of alright. No, actually, no, I did. Never mind. Fuck.
You did, and you sold it. You were
I
going-
didn't sell it. I
well,
showed it to them.
you showed it, yes. So you quite clearly took it out at a point.
Fuck. God damn.
Flick visibly cringes when that fact is kind of brought to light. The whole thing.
Oh no.
Rowan just shakes her head, just like.
Oh god.
You just had to blow it up, didn't you?
I mean, to be fair, I don't think a book can be used in official investigation. It's a work of fiction.
So, quick question: do you guys have your the gemstones with you?
I have it in my bag, yeah.
I think Rowan would.
Alright, so, Tyrion, yours is another dimension right now. Well, that's definitively what it's explained as.
I know, it's just fun. It's like your cell phone is in another dimension right now.
Cannot acquire GPS location. Another dimension. Your phone does not cover
Z-axis, negative 9 trillion.
You could tell the contractor kind of keeps looking over at you, Rowan. He's like, you're kind of something a little odd. And you could kind of hear the house groan a little. Like even the house is a little unsettled by it.
Whoa. Settle down.
You're
House.
giving it indigestion.
And that reminds me, you still have the baseball-sized ruby.
Oh, yeah. What to do with that?
Put it on display in our house.
Yeah, I guess why not? But yeah. So I guess she's trying to think of anything specifically magical that she has, and starts rifling through her things. Could it be this? And she puts down like her coracle, and she goes, could it be this? And she just puts down, like, she just keeps putting down stuff on the table, and then she gets to the little sapphire and puts it down. Could it be this?
Oh
Yeah.
god. So when you put that down, you actually see the table like open up and lift up the kind of like a silver tray, and tries to basically prevent it from touching it. Looks like a cursed artifact, but it doesn't seem to have the same effect. But the house doesn't like it at all, one bit.
Cursed?
Oh, have you experienced anything on?
I spun it a couple times, and it exploded ice.
He raises an eyebrow, like, it just exploded ice and didn't do anything to you when you were spinning it.
No.
Well, if anything, I would definitely suggest keeping that away from shape changers. The house doesn't really like it, so if you'd be so kind to please put it back in your bag. And you can hear the house groan in agreement.
Okay. Okay. And she just starts.
With that in mind, I'm going to agree as well. Please keep that away from me.
Rowan has a devilish grin on her face, but puts it away.
I see you've been collecting quite the oddities. Where did you get that?
That is classified.
Oh, a fancy-speaking paladin. Alright, I can respect that. So, is there any contract you'd like to take, or anything I could help you with? I could try looking into that stone for you. It is a tad dangerous. I don't want to hold on to it at all, no. But I could try and ask around.
You're looking into what?
I mean, considering that it might be cursed, why not?
Alright. I'll definitely have to look through some of my archives and see what I can dig up. It might take me a little while, though.
All right, well. And she hands it to him. Careful not to let it touch
He
anything.
holds up his,
No.
yeah, he's like, no. I said you hold on to it. I'll look into it for you. I'm not holding on to that.
Ah, what? Okay.
He just looks around like, I hope you haven't found any other dangerous stuff like that. I've seen so many poor people, men turned into women, and other sorts of crazy magics from these weird cultists.
What?
There's always
What?
there's always cultists being around thinking it's cheeky to curse items.
Flick takes a good sized step away from Rowan.
She
Kinda
looks
casually.
she looks like kind of to the side at him and goes, "What? Don't want to experience it from the flip side?"
Damn.
Oh my.
That's it. Good God.
Honestly, I'm still more concerned about the idea of getting frozen.
As am I. I would only be more concerned, if anything, if it turns out that gemstone is just a trickster's cursed item, then I actually do know a cursed item shop in town that might buy it for you.
What?
Yes, he's quite the odd little man. He's an elf. He has a strange pack. He always wears green. He really likes the color.
Oh my goodness.
And he I know he came back from a trip not too long ago when he was acquiring another cursed item that somebody personally requested. But the most distinct I could describe him is not only being an elf and long ears and blonde, like most people would assume they are, but he always has this great big backpack with.
Is it Tingle? What?
He has this great big backpack that like folds out into a really fancy stand on whim when he wants to sell something in the open.
Tingle.
Roll me a history check for all four of you.
See if we know of Tingle.
Oh my god. Oh. I'm completely distracted.
So, you, Rowan, you're kind of giggling and laughing at the aspect still that Flick stepped away, that he thought he might be turned into a woman at some prospect.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Flick, you're still distracted and worried at the simple fact that you might be turned into a woman.
We need feminism.
Magnus, you actually remembered this description a little bit from your previous travels. It's kind of coming to you a little bit. You know, it was very early on from when you got to the city. And Tyrion, you remember that man was on the boat with you when you came to the port.
Oh yeah, that's who I remember. Because I remember that description. I was like, "You trying to, like, it's like a character from another game." I remember you mentioned some like nervous ass guy who like
I remember him.
shit on.
Weird, suspicious dude.
But you remember him running around panicking. You didn't get his name, but he seemed very nervous, and now you can assume why, is that he probably had a very rare item that he had been looking for a while, and was heading back to the city with it.
Should always rob nervous people. Similar.
When
Like,
on that part, he's the contractor's like, oh, actually, I think I actually have a small contract from him as well. It's within the city, if you like. He says he can't go to the High Nobles district, but I would imagine one of you can, since you've been earning so many badges and permissions to get through so many checkpoints.
Why not? Two birds with one stone. We can ask him some questions and we can get a easy payday, I guess. I'm game for it. What about you guys?
Fine.
At this point, I don't have much better to do, is what she says.
sure.
So he fills out the contract, sets it up, holds it out to all of you, and sees which one, who would like to bind it to them.
I mean,
Well, don't forget, it's always to their perspective.
yeah, no. I was thinking that Flick should take it because he always gets the best perspective. Because
There's also some things I see that other people shouldn't be seeing.
So
Flick will shake his head.
Like that female orc. No.
Yes.
orc.
I was gonna say, who's most likely to be the one delivering this thing?
Or maybe he's fucking Sylvia in the middle of the night. Who knows?
What? I stepped
What?
away for 1 second. What did I miss?
The
Wait,
lusty,
what did I miss?
the lusty adventures of Flick, Midnight Romancer.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I never asked for this.
Sylvia, the French maid outfit. God, I'm about to go like lusty Argonian tale here.
No,
Fuck.
not that. Anything but that. No way. Oh, I refuse. Decline to state unknown.
Oh, God.
Argonian for tiefling, you've pretty much got her spot on.
so
She
we
even has
decide,
a form.
have we decided who's going to take the contract?
I'll take it.
So you obviously take it. It binds to you now, recording from your perspective. And the contract before you're like, oh yes, here, and he brings out some of the recorder journals, and he hands you 4 of them. He's just like, he sits there. He's like, I know you are such a rambunctious crew, and it took so long for you to get back last time. I want to make sure you have plenty.
Alright, so how did these work? I'm like,
And he opens up the front cover, and there's the front page with a wax seal. He's like, whenever you want to start recording on one of these books, you just break one of these, and it'll start recording from your perspective. And then, when you're done, he opens up the back, and there's the second wax seal. Just break this, and it'll stop and finish the book.
It's like Tyrion starts, Tyrion does it, and the entire book is from like a dark, like dystopian future, like.
I'm gonna like, oh my god, it would just be funny to just break one of these and just freaking just leave it on forever. And go back. Where's the 4th one? I don't know. I think I lost it. Just like
It's like recording forever in a fucking dungeon somewhere. The Lost Adventures
finally
of Tyrion.
finish it.
It's
And
like
it's just
always
like-
from Tyrion's perspective, so it's like the pyromancer, meet the pyromancer.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that. Like Tyrion just sees the world completely different.
Oh god.
The world must burn.
Oh.
You know, those recording books feel like the perfect moment to have that bloody Max Payne perspective on everything. Someone gets it. It's just this weird fucking.
Every time you say that, all I could think of was like, all the angels in heaven were pissing down at the same time.
yeah.
Exactly, but imagine if it wrote itself that way.
God. So, I would imagine after that you head out to sell the ruby, and then go meet up this person.
I thought we were putting it on display.
Oh yeah, well then, put it on display.
I
I'll have
ain't
to-
selling shit.
My vote would be sell.
Yeah, my vote would be sell too. Like, to be honest.
We have
If
enough
it's
money
cursed,
as it is.
Like we
If
we
it's
collect
cursed-
cool shit like corpse
the
heads.
ruby isn't the one that's cursed.
No, there's a baseball-sized.
Well, we don't know.
It's just a big fucking ruby.
Oh, you're talking about the. Oh, okay, the other one.
We're not talking about.
We have 2 rubies.
Yeah, we're not talking about the dragon's eye that you were carrying around in your cleavage for hours.
Whoops.
Think about that one. You slept with that all night.
I know she put it on the table.
It was in your fucking cleavage.
I mean,
Do you think you're awake enough to take a sapphire out of your cleavage?
probably not.
See, there you go.
Hold on, I have to desummon my armor. Takes everything out of her bra strap. Fucking Christ. Keep chilled drinks in there. It's
Funny,
like
like gosh,
Instead of a bag of holding, I get a bra of holding.
Bravo. Yeah, and it keeps everything chilled. So, we'll leave off here for now. When you're just about to go to the shop and meet up with the man, so you can get the package to be delivered.
Cool.
All right, and that's the night.
Really?
Oh god. Flick's perspective. Stealing from a shop. Fucking Sylvia. Stealing from a shop again.
Yeah,
Fucking
there's
Sylvia
things I
again.
do I don't want anyone else knowing.
No one must know what he does with Sylvia. There's a reason why she stayed.
Steals 30,000 gold.
God damn it. Recording has fucked.